The Owl House was never a stranger to tackling family-related issues, especially when it comes to the relationship between one of the main characters with one of their parents. Or in Hunter's case, great-uncle to the 8th power? Somewhere around there, right? But I think this episode took the issues to the next level in terms of seriousness. We not only got more of a deep dive into Amity's relationship with her father Alador, but learned more about Luz's family history on top of that. That'll be what I'm focusing on for Owl House Saturday. The episode opened with Luz getting a reminder on her phone about an event with her mom at 5 p.m. Whatever this event was clearly made her visually upset when she had to ignore it. Obviously, she doesn't want to ignore it, but it's currently impossible for her to attend without a working portal. She's been getting so impatient about getting one to work again that she's been trying to make one using Hootie on her own. I took this as a way for her to get her mind off the event she's missing with her mom, but maybe simultaneously trying to get a portal to work right then and there so she can be back on Earth in some kind of capacity, even if it's through mirrors like last time. I love how she managed to get Hunter's Pentagram through Willow and she's harassing him about Bellows' plans. His username self-reported himself as being a fan of King's Book Ruler's Reach too. Also, that picture of Flapjack was 1000% for Willow's eyes only. There's just no denying it. There just isn't. Ida is able to pick up on Luz's behavior about hiding something and wants her to spill it. I bet Ida was able to pick up on it so easily because she's no stranger to lack of communication / running from problems, at least her past self, with not properly communicating with Raine when they were together, leading to the breakup. Luz tells Ida and King about this ritual she and her mom would do on this day every year, but didn't mention any specifics about the ritual. Ida nor King pry on that fact and say Luz should just distract herself about it for the time being. What perfect timing for Amity to show up with something that could distract Luz all day. Basically, Amity's situation is she wants to join this witches duel tournament called the Bonesboro Brawl as a way to feel closer to her dad, since when he was younger he won a championship belt from the same competition. Though during the time Amity's talking, he's barely paying attention, too busy looking at Darius's abomination book in disgust while simultaneously working on a soldier for Bellows. Alador denies Amity's attendance because Eldalia already signed her up for Emperor's Coven tryouts, continuing to push the idea for Amity to go because she has a bright future ahead of her in the Emperor's Coven. As funny as Alador may have seemed in escaping expulsion, don't let it fool you from the fact that he's never been a very good dad. He's just a different type of dad than Eldalia. She's the controlling, overbearing parent while he's the neglectful one who doesn't pay attention. Never paying attention to what his kids have to say / just going along with what his wife says. He's essentially not present in his children's lives. This was never explicitly stated during the episode, but I feel like Darius becoming the Abomination Coven Head could have screwed with his self-worth, like thinking to himself, if I can't be a Coven Head, then I'll make sure to mold one of my kids into a witch that can be stronger than Darius. A good comparison for this would be what Endeavor from My Hero Academia was trying to do with his kids, just with a lot less severity when it comes to the Blight household. I mean, hell, based on the picture Amity had of Alador winning the belt, Darius seems to have been a hater since teen years. Maybe even before that. I'm sure it never sat right with Alador that his arch-rival became the Coven Head that he's currently working for. Shout out to Ida and Raine goofing off in the background of that picture too. They look very happy. Luz takes this opportunity to help Amity by having her ditch the Coven trials so she can enter the brawl. Plus, if Amity wins, that'd be an even greater chance for her to get close to Alador. Ed and M are more than happy to help Amity too, even giving her their concealing stones to brighten up her appearance even more at the expense of theirs. It's nice to see how caring these two have become towards their younger siblings since their debut. I'm really vibing with Eddie Spaghetti's casual drip too. I hope we get to see more of it in future episodes. Amity's doing really well so far, but because Luz is just sitting on the sidelines watching, her anxiety about the event with her mom starts to kick in again, even more so when another reminder about the event pops up on her phone. So she decides she's going to join the brawl as a way to not only distract herself even more, but to indirectly help Amity. Amity wonders if things are okay though, because Ida told her about how this is a special day for Luz, but Luz shuts this down saying it's nothing for Amity to worry about or even talk about. Luz has always had this issue of kindness being her worst enemy / never facing her problems right away. She shoulders all this weight of anxiety and discomfort on her own because she doesn't want those she cares about to feel that same discomfort she's feeling. Problem is, if they're able to pick up on that thing bothering her and she continues to refuse to talk about it, she's essentially making her loved ones feel boxed out, and that's not good. After this, the episode sort of segues into the B-plot of Edric trying to help Ida and King make Warden Wrath, the current Brawl champ, spill the beans about Raine and the Day of Unity. I want to touch on Ed from this bit because he's also part of the Blight family, and he starts to get pretty down in the dumps about not being able to do anything well after failing to make his beast bat trick sing, and he feels like he's just never being taken seriously. It wouldn't surprise me if this feeling of failure / not being taken seriously stemmed from his home life. His parents making him feel like he was never that good with magic, so they both just stop paying attention to them, both of them. This could be applied to Emra to a lesser extent as well, which could explain why the two of them act like delinquents in other episodes, acting out to try to get their parents' attention. Then come Ida and King seeing value in Ed's skills, making him feel better, and they get what they want. I'm probably reading too deep into this, but you never know. Luz and Amity continue to sweep the competition, but Luz's phone goes off a third time, so she decides to walk away with it. But much to her annoyance, Amity's Abomaton soldier meant for Coven Day tryouts shows up. Luz tries to take it out, but sets off one of its alarms in the process. She also lies to Amity about setting off the alarm, which doesn't last long as a lie since Alador shows up to crash the finals before Amity fights the Warden. Honestly, I kinda gotta give Alador credit where credit is due when it comes to his abomination magic skills. It makes me wonder what the core difference was that made him not good enough for him to be an abomination coven leader, but Darius was. I know it's probably never gonna happen, but I really would like to see these two in a one-on-one battle or fight alongside each other. That would honestly be awesome. Amity questions Luz even more about the special event if it led to her lying about the alarm, but Luz continues to play it off like it's no big deal. This leads to Amity running away on the verge of tears. Honest to God, I thought we were gonna get a Lumity breakup here, and I almost had a heart attack. I know I'm not the only one who thought it might happen too, there's no way. Amity ran off to the same area where she and Luz danced against Grom, the same area with that big tree. Luz finally breaks and tells Amity what's going on. It turns out today is the anniversary of her father passing away. His whole thing was bringing flowers to Luz and her mom on their birthdays, so after he died, the two of them would pick flowers for each other, visit his grave, and then spend the rest of the day together. This is the first time she hasn't been with her mom since he passed, so she didn't really know how to act. That's the communication we needed, you know, glad to see she's not making the same mistakes young Ida did in the past. Amity, being the good GF she is, offers to pick flowers with Luz so they can do their own ritual on the Isles. The conclusion with Amity standing up to her dad was great too. Although escaping expulsion introduced the Blight parents together, it was definitely more focused on Amity standing up to Adalia rather than Alador. It's great to see him being called out for his parenting too, because, you know, he's obviously had some issues. So far, it seems like he's going to be putting in some effort, you know, saying he's going to, you know, talk to Adalia about how Amity's future can be and how he likes her hair color because it's abomination colored. The shots at the end were so beautiful too, like, holy cow. The entire sequence of Luz and Amity sending flowers up into the heavens, followed by Camila putting a single flower in a vase while looking up into the heavens too, it's godlike boarding right there, it really was. Let me know what you all thought about this episode in the comments below. While it was strictly character focused like last week's episode, this one definitely had a more serious tone / tackled more serious issues than any Sport in the Storm. Either way, I'd love to know your thoughts. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below, it helps out a ton. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye bye.